Number one, the manosphere will not quote unquote be defeated. A lot of women come to the space, they think they can put a dent in this information and the spreading of this information, just like women intention seek night and day on social media. Well, men are sharing this information day and night. Same concept. Number two, the manosphere has always had a deep bench of intellectual heavyweights across the board in many different sectors, MGTOW, PUAs, endless best-selling authors, and moving forward, there will continue to be a bunch of intellectual heavyweights that propel the space forward. Number three, there will always be internal civil wars. And this is one of the main reasons Kevin Samuels became a thing in the first place. There's a bunch of streams in the underground, all these different places where Kevin Samuels was going to war with other content creators and other people in the Black Manosphere, and this is what helped create him. Number four, the male leader of the space will remain volatile. You never know what could happen with social media. You never know what talking point can pop off. So the last two leaders, Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate, they were not expected. Number five, women versus women. Out of self-interest, women will begin challenging women's buffoonery because, as you can see, marriage rates are at all-time historic lows, and a lot of women will start realizing that this information and this stuff affects their own sons, their own fathers, their own uncles, men that they care for, men that they love. Number six, public policy will begin being influenced by the manosphere more and more. Permanent alimony was struck down by the governor and the presidential candidate, the now presidential candidate, Governor DeSantis over there in Florida. Number seven, the opposition to the manosphere will start becoming more and more prominent in mass media, by major politicians, major businesses. They're going to start going at the manosphere in a much bigger way. Number eight, the majority of females will continue to not understand the complicated intricacies of the space. This information is too complicated. A lot of guys, even male content creators, do not understand a bunch of basic principles. Number nine, a prominent talking point will not arise, unlikely to arise. There might be a few here and there, but when I'm talking about prominent, I'm talking about where the entire space, a big portion of the space, and even outside the space, the talking point is being debated back and forth, such as the case was with high value men. Number 10, some legitimate pro-manosphere female content creators will arise. As you can see by the book, that was Dr. Helen Smith. She released the book a decade ago, Men on Strike. So moving forward, there will be a couple legitimate female content creators that have broad respect from the space. Who knows when they'll show up. Number 11, the passport bros will continue to rise in influence. There's going to be endless supply of guys that want to go overseas to figure out better options in terms of the women they want to deal with. And regardless of what women try to do, it will be difficult to curtail this behavior. There will be some issues as it relates to getting passports in the future. The government will eventually start restricting it in some kind of way. Number 12. On the screen, there's a female that is going viral in terms of being anti-manosphere. Since Kevin Samuels popped off, there has not been a prominent female that has emerged. This woman might end up being her. Number 13. The influence that the black pill has in the manosphere will continue to grow. It is a lot easier to be doom and gloom versus looking for solutions. I will provide a solution to marriage in the upcoming days. Number 14. Another subsector of the space will develop, and it will likely be due to artificial intelligence. Who knows what it will be, but be on the lookout for it. It will happen. Number 15, Latinos and Asians' influence on the space will increase. You notice that I put hypergamy in Spanish in terms of its search results on YouTube. There will be a bunch of Latinos that will begin influencing the space as time goes on, as these countries in South America, Central America, Mexico, and these different parts of Asia, as they become more first world in nature. Number 16, 99% of the leaders of the space, in terms of on all the different podcasts and having interviews with the mainstream media, most of them will continue to be unknown, and they will not be from the old guard, which I consider people that were in and around the space well before Kevin Samuels became into prominence in December of 2020. Number 17. A lot of young men, they will be Manosphere before even finding it. In other words, they will be MGTOW. They would have already gone their own way before even finding the formal definition in the Manosphere because of the way society is developing, and they will already be black pill because of dating apps and what they see on TikTok. And this is what a lot of women don't get. A lot of guys, they already believe this stuff in the first place, and men like myself, we're not quote unquote teaching men much of anything. Now, they might not be able to articulate it the way I articulate these concepts, but they already believe a lot of this stuff. Number 18. The Kevin Samuels version of the red pill will continue to be prominent. There's an endless supply of women trying to figure out how to get a rich, high-value man, and it's an endless well to draw from. Traditional hypergamy is just something that women seek much more than looks hypergamy. So traditional hypergamy is when women want to marry up in terms of finances, career, socioeconomic status. So as you can see, there's a bunch of Reddits that are discussing this day and night. Number 19, the quality of the content. It will continue to be diluted because there's a bunch of people just plagiarizing and they have no original thoughts. Now, in fairness to content creators, sometimes I just release simple videos because you never know what could pop off, even if I know there's nothing special about the information. Number 20, a prominent MGTOW leader will emerge. Right there on the screen, you see the profiles of 3 MGTOW leaders from the old guard: Sandman, Barbarossa, and Stardust. But none of them have wanted the spotlight, and thus they have not cammed up. In the future, this philosophy will increase in terms of prominence in the space. This viewpoint has not been represented very well on panels ever since Kevin Samuels popped off. And that is it for the list. And remember, outsmart female nature, or female nature will outsmart you. Until next time, peace out.
With 50 enemies plotting my death. All 50 seeing visions of me shot in the chest. Couldn't rest, nigga, I was stressed. Had me creeping round corners, homies sleeping in my vest.